Good morning. Welcome to San Diego, down here for the Materia Cup, which is big Final Fantasy TCG, essentially regional tournament. Winner gets our top four gets spots in nationals. This will be my first time ever doing an event like this, so I do have quite a bit of nervous energy going into it today. Bringing one of my own brews, Lightning Wind, and see how it does, and I'll keep you updated. I'll come back in with updates throughout the day between rounds. Hopefully I do pretty well here. Looking to top cut's going to be tough. It's going to be top 16 only out of 200 people, so probably going to need a 6-1 record in Swiss. Hopefully my deck can do that, but down here learning, having fun. We're at Tabletop Tavern at the venue, and people are starting to come in. We've got about 20 people here. The update is it's going to be about 111 people. One nice thing, I got the promo Tyro. Didn't think I was going to get it because I was beyond the 100, but Square, I guess, sent some extra stuff. But top cut 16, so hopefully I can get there. I'm trying to give myself some luck with the Top Guys FTR shirt. Will it in existence? But nerves are still going strong. We'll see how they go after the first game. First game in the books. Did get a win, 7-3. Opponent was playing Bart's Boko. Played out Andoria first turn, so kind of telegraphed that he was trying to party attack. And I was able to, first turn, played Aldo, grabbed Ramu, and then played an opening hand had Man in Black, a couple of Ramu, Raiden. And then first turn played out Cindy, kept Cindy up for the Bart's Boko, and shut down Bart's for taking 3 damage first couple of turns until I was able to get got Man in Black out second turn, grab back a Raiden on Cindy damage, hit a Raiden, and he played a Tsukamoto or whatever it is, that's 2K, killed that, and then played my Raiden, killing Boko, so he just was left with Bart's on the field, and then just controlled the game from there. Shut down Bart's one more turn, and then from there just kept shutting him down, got Ramu back on a Citadel Clan goalie burst off of Cindy, and then with Ramu and Man in Black on the board, controlled it. So really good start, and hopefully I can keep going. Game 2 done, record moves to 1-1. Lost 7-1 that time. Interesting matchup. One of my toughest matchups ran up against Ice Lightning, and she won dice roll, put me on the play, so I didn't know what she was playing. First turn, Buddy into Seymour, and I grabbed Raiden because I had Ramu in hand. Put Raiden on top of deck. She has an idea of what I'm running, and she rushes out Al Cid, then plays Lightning for free. Haste Lightning puts the Raiden into damage. So I do get the card draw, but puts the Raiden into damage. And then next turn, I play Cindy to try and damage myself and play Ramu. Then on the next one, before attacks, I took the point of damage off of Cindy. Took the point of damage off of Cindy to dole a character, or dole forward, and Zidane into burst. So I was trying to hit a burst to kill everything. Didn't hit it, and then took the damage, no burst. Opponent, I forgot the opponent pitched for Theodore, so now the Theodore is down to tick down to 1. Is coming in the next turn, and so neither one of those bursts. I'm at 3 damage. The next turn, I drew X-Death and a Tomos because I had pitched my whole hand, and I'm sitting there with only 9 characters in the break zone saying, is it disgusting to play X-Death, or should I play Atomos? Probably messed up here. I probably should have played Atomos, because then at the very least I can make Atomos a forward, because I'm on damage 3. I can make Atomos a forward and block. Where Alcid's getting dull triggers, I can get past those dull triggers with Tomos. I should have probably played that. That was a mess up. And then past turn, I played X-Death past turn because Theodore's coming in. Theodore came in, nothing in hand, but he got a freeze, or she got a freeze, froze Cindy, and then for some reason wanted to take it back and freeze my dulled Ramu Lord 11. I don't think she played it wrong, because then Cindy, because getting Cindy, if I decide to dull down Cindy, it's frozen. So that's too bad, so sad for me. No burst into damage on her turn. Tried Cindy again. No burst into damage. So unfortunately, no board wipe, and then just got wiped with the Lightning's ability. So nothing I could do about that. Lightning's ability to break dull forwards. Couldn't do anything about it. She broke my board. And the next turn she broke the X-Death and the Ramu. And then I drew X-Death and Ramu, and didn't have enough CP to play either. So too bad for me. All right, next round, back down to earth. Still keep going though. Still having fun. And now the pressure's off. I'm not quite as jittery now, because I've got that loss out of the way. So now I'm feeling a little bit more calm. So, it is what it is. All right, round 3 is in the books, and another loss. Another one in the loss column, unfortunately. Went up against a Warrior Light deck. 4-color Warrior Light. Didn't know what I was going to be playing against. I rolled a 3. I have the worst dice rolling skills ever for play. So on the draw, and first hand is 2 X-Deaths, Buddy, something else. So don't have anything. I would have kept it if I had X-Death, something else, or X-Death and something to go get Variald. But I didn't know what he's playing it. I typically keep the X-Death Variald and just sometimes I just go, well, let's go for it. We got some backups, got something to deal with it. But drew into Ramu and some Raiden, Ramu. So once I figured out what he was, so I drew into something good, North Stalin, Buddy, and so I could play everything, and Cloud, that's what I had to start. So it was a good starting hand. It's just as soon as I found out as soon as I saw the first Unai go down into the break zone, I was like, well, now I wish I had the X-Death back. Ramu got it in a couple points of damage before he got set up, but unfortunately, first damage hit a Tyro, and he was able to go grab a wall. And then I think next damage, he also hit another burst, grabbing a summon back, which was Mistdragon, and he ended up Mistdragging my break zone. At one point I played Man in Black. He arced my... He played Chaos, stole my Man in Black, then arced and killed my Ramu. It was disgusting. It was bad. And then he just kept recurring, because he had Chaos on the field. He just kept recurring arc over and over again, so I was screwed. He just Man in Black swing, grab back arc, kill your board, discard 2. It was a tough matchup. So 7-2. So now moving to 1 and 2. Got to win out from here in order to have a chance, because they said 5-2 is the only thing that goes through. All right, update you after. Got done with game 4. We've had our lunch. Had some tacos and stuff. Free tacos, always nice. Got game 4. player was playing Avalanche, and I got a pretty decent starting hand. I had a Ramu, drew a Raiden on the first draw. I was on the draw. I'm always on the draw. So Avalanche. So held up, played the Ramu, held up. He had a Layla, so he can cancel a summon, and I had 2 Raidens in hand. So I had Ramu out there, and I held up 2 Raidens, and so he played out Biggs, Wedge, went to go to attack, played Raiden, he Layla'd it, played another Raiden, and did board wipe. Next turn, I drew Ramu. He had Barrett on the board, and he recurred. He discarded on my turn, and then on his turn, recurring Biggs and Wedge. When he went to attacks, removed his Biggs and Wedge, shut it down. And so at this point I have removed Lord 11, and I have Zidane. I've stole one thing at that point. And then next turn, same deal. He recurred Biggs and Wedge, drew another Raiden Revenant Wings, and killed Biggs and Wedge. Now at this point he's actually killed my, I had a Man in Black, and he used Elfie to deal, he Ahmed Man in Black's auto and killed it with Elfie, so Man in Black was gone. If I had Man in Black on the field the whole time, I could have just shut him down, but I couldn't draw to another Man in Black, and I punted late in the game, so I knew he had Tifa in hand, and I put him to 6 like an idiot. I should have left him at 5, because he went out and searched Cloud and played Cloud because of the damage 6. Me, I should have left him. If I had left him at 5, I would have still had the Ramu on the board, not taking that 10K, or he would have had to pay for Cloud, because then he played Biggs and Wedge. And I actually, and then the game swung from 6-0 to he was just wearing me down, started killing stuff with Wedge. And then I did actually have my last draw. I managed to survive with Odin and Man in Black shutting down something, but I only had one backup at that point. I only had an Althea, and my last draw was Cindy and Odin. One more CP, I win. He had one forward up. All I had to do, Odin, Cindy, dead. Fortunately, I didn't have it, so lost 7-6. Close game, but nope. Game 5 done, and you get to see the sadness again. Well, I'm okay with it. I mean, I was already out. After 3 losses, I was already out. But went 1-4. Opponent had another Ice Lightning. I actually felt okay against it. Opponent did a couple things that hurt me pretty bad. Had 3 backups out and Cindy out. And so I had played I'd actually played a 4th backup, had a Seymour, put a Seymour out. I had remove Lord 11. The board was Cindy, remove Lord 11. Opponent had Vice, and that was it. Opponent just had Vice. And played a Seymour, put a remove on top of deck. The remove that pings 2 for 1K, so I could handle a couple things, because Cindy was frozen at the time, dull froze, so I couldn't ping. If I could have pinged with Cindy, I would have put Raiden on top in a heartbeat, but Cindy had been dull frozen, so I wouldn't have her back, so I put the remove on there to remove 2 things. Opponent, that next turn, I was set up. The only thing I was worried about was there's not much removal in that deck, but he got the one big removal because I had swung with Raiden. I have to remember that I have to be a little bit more conservative in that deck and not swing as much. But I think, well, no, I think he had dulled Raiden off of something. But he drew a Sephiroth, played the Sephiroth, killed my Raiden. then was able to attack into my remove, which he knew was there, and survive. So the game switched. The game changed at that point. Otherwise, I would have been fine. A couple turns before that, I had actually I had my 3 backups up, and I had Man in Black in hand. Was going to play Man in Black, start recurring some removes and things like that from the break zone. And unfortunately, Vincent played Vincent and froze out my backups. So yeah, game lost 7-2. Nothing I could really do once he killed the remove, but the remove would have stabilized the board, and I would have been in good shape. I already had one of his Vice in damage, and I was about to kill another one, so I could have, if he hadn't drawn that Sephiroth, I would have been fine, at least for another turn, and could have started, I would have had my backups up that next turn, and then I could have started doing remove Man in Black shenanigans, but he shut it off 1 turn before I had it, so fair play to him. All right, check back after the next one. Hopefully I can get another win. I'm out, like I said, I'm out of the tournament already. 1-4 is not gonna, 5-2 was what was required with tiebreakers, so out of it. But this is my first tournament, and learning experience as far as ways to play things, and what things I have to watch out for, interact with. Like I said, I played it as best. I felt like I played that one as best I could. If it wasn't for the Sephiroth draw, the next turn, like I said, Man in Black would have, Man in Black remove would have taken over that game. It would have been lights out. I would have just kept recurring back, Raiden Revenant Wings, and just murdering them. So, unfortunate. It happens though. Okay, so that time I had a little bit of fun, and now I'm 1-5. Went to, lost by deck out. I took a risky line. I opened something that had no backups, and would have been, had 2 removes, and it had some, I probably could have kept it, but I wanted to go, but it didn't have any backups at the time, and it didn't have some of the pieces I needed. So I mulled into Variald, and and Aldo, and decided I'm gonna do something really stupid, and I turbo milled myself, but this is like, I couldn't get it, well, no, second hand I mulled into, had Variald and a whole lot of backups, all backups, literally all backups, and the backups could not grab any forwards, they could only grab backups, so by turn 3, I had 5 backups out. So I had all the backups. And I think finally on turn 4, I drew X-Death. Some of the things that I missed, so I decided I'm gonna play Variald X-Death, and I had to mill 15 in order to get X-Death online. And then, yeah, so got Variald online. He already had like 3 forwards on board, or a few forwards on board. No, he didn't. No, he removed the only forward he had on board that turn. He only had an Alizé on board. He removed it. Or no, he had an Alphanaut on board. He removed it. First exec to the next turn. He did it to play in. I think he got 3 forwards out. So I was behind on board. And then, so he got rid of another forward. The next turn, I didn't draw much gas. And then we played a fun little game of, so I managed to, when I got to 5 damage, I managed to start Odining Odin, and then the next turn, I managed to stay on, it got to 6 damage, but managed to stay alive. Next turn, played Man in Black, got back Odin, killed something, and then, no, we played a fun game for 2 turns of Zidane, Fire Wind Zidane, reveal my hand, steals mana black. Attack trigger, draw a mana black. Zidane attack trigger, steals mana black. Here's where I messed up. I should have blocked the Zidane with Variald and killed the Zidane, because then there would have been one less threat on the board. That was my bad. That was stupid. So that's one punt by me. But either way, I think I would have... I finally got mana black out there, and I finally managed to stabilize the board, and I started knocking out his backups, but lost the deck out. It happens. But I was having fun, so I would have played differently if I wasn't playing silly. All right, back for the next one. Time to do even more stupid stuff. Last round of Swiss done, and I have something else to say this time. I actually won another 7-3. So bookends, first and last, both 7-3 wins. Opponent was on Fire Magissa, like all Fire Magissa shenanigans, and he did end up killing. What did he end up killing with Magissa? Or no, he ended up playing. I don't remember. He did Magissa one time off of Ifrit and brought out something, but damage 3. I ended up playing a Ramu, Lord 11 on the board, and he had Magissa, something else. He had four forwards on the board, and when so I waited till he went into attacks, and on attack prep I did cast Raiden, so dealing 2k to all his active forwards. He did an Amat on the trigger on the Magissa to save it. So he did save the Magissa, but I still had the Ramu on board and active. And the next turn I played out, I paid full cost, but I played out a Cloud killing his Magissa, straight break. He, at this point, had pretty much, he had nothing in hand, or had one card in hand, so I had advantage on it. He ended up killing that Ramu with something, but I played out, I had the Cloud still, I had started doing damage. I had the Cloud, and then I played a very old, and since I was on damage 3, it had haste. So was able to get him to 5 that turn, to 5 that turn. And then the next turn, he played out an ace, managed to keep his ace on the board, and then to be safe, I played out, drew another Ramu. Did my very old thing so he could, when he attacked, he could dull the ace. Also made him a 9k. And then, yeah, so last game actually went very quick. We had still 13 minutes left of the round when it finished. So very happy with the bookend wins. Unhappy with some of my play in the middle, like when I lost to Avalanche, I should have won that one. Some of them I feel like I got a little unlucky. An EX burst would have done something else, but relying on a burst is not necessarily always a good thing. So overall, pretty happy with my play, and that's definitely didn't make top cut. I barely scraped myself off of the bottom, but this is my first competitive experience, so I'm happy with how I did. I got the nerves out of the way, so in the future maybe I'll be a little better at it. Morning, welcome to day 2 of my Materia Cup trip. So today will not be in the actual tournament. Got knocked out, my 2 and 5 obviously not good enough. Top cut was 5-2. And some interesting meta things I saw. Top 3 being mono water, which is to counteract the Chaos Arc shenanigans going on. So being mono water, they Chaos costs 9. And then some of the things I saw them doing, running a lot of Titus, and then obviously, you've got your monsters. But, so that does kind of counteract the Chaos Arc, Warrior Light stuff. Especially when they've got all the monsters and Toto doesn't just wipe your board. So, pretty decent tech. I didn't run any of those, because those were in the top cut. I did run into one wall deck, like I said. One wall Chaos Arc deck where he stole my mana black. Got to use it feel like I could have done a little bit better. I feel like 4 wins with my deck would have been fair, and probably would have, I think it could have gone to 4-3 with somebody with a little bit more experience piloting the deck. But overall, good experience.